In part one of Inherit the Wind, we looked at what happened or what will happen when Trump is gone, irregardless of the reason, death, resignation, impeachment, or what have you. And I talked in part one about the effect of the presidency, but I also noted that whoever inherits the presidency will not necessarily be the leader of MAGA. By the way, I don't expect MAGA to receive much help from Putin, who's always been a real wild card. I strongly suspect that Putin will then seize all of the Trump properties that are in Russia, including the Trump Tower. Essentially, who is going to be in charge of MAGA? I think that whoever winds up in charge will be nothing more really than a figurehead. Possibly Stephen Miller, although that's kind of hard to say because Stephen Miller is basically hated by everybody because he's such an obnoxious jerk, screaming and shouting all the time. And despite what people think about MAGA, many people in MAGA are turned off by his virulent racism. So I suspect that the historical precedent that we've seen so much in the past is that whenever a cult leader dies, the cult then splinters into different factions, and all these factions are fighting for control. And so in the process, many factions will fission off and form their own groups. I suspect that by the end, it will have devolved down to back to the individual militia gangs, 3%ers, Oath Keepers, that kind of thing, mostly rallying around, as usual, white supremacy. So effectively, we will have a total collapse. And because the groups are so disunited, are so constantly feuding with each other, they won't have the votes to sway any elections, and so MAGA will essentially cease to exist as a political entity. And by the way, whatever happens in MAGA is not going to make a difference to the battle for the estate, and that will be in part 3.